Welcome back my YouTube channel Old Coin ZEE Collection, the place where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare and vintage coins. In today's episode, we're going to talk about one of the most exciting discoveries in the coin collecting world, the 1978 South Africa 10-cent coin, which has a jaw-dropping value of $2.5 million. I know you might be thinking, how in the world can a small 10-cent coin be worth millions? Well, today we're going to uncover that mystery. So, make sure to stick around for this entire video, because by the end, you'll understand why this coin is one of the most sought-after items for collectors worldwide. Now let's take a closer look at the coin itself. The 1978 South African 10-cent coin was part of the country's regular mint issues during the apartheid era, and back then, it wasn't anything special. In fact, it was just like any other coin circulating at the time. But as we all know in the world of numismatics, sometimes the smallest details can make all the difference to a first glance. This coin seems pretty standard. It features the iconic image of the springbok antelope, a symbol of South Africa, on the reverse side. On the obverse, you'll see the portrait of then President of South Africa, the face of the regime that issued the coin. The coin is made of copper nickel and has a diameter of 18.5 millimeters, weighing just 2.4 grams. However, here's where it gets interesting. In 2015, a rare, error-struck version of the 1978 South Africa 10-cent coin was discovered. This version was originally thought to be a mistake, or even a minting error, but it turned out to be much more significant than that. The story goes that only a small batch of these coins were made, and due to a unique flaw in the design, they became incredibly rare. Now, here's the thing that's shocking. One of these rare 1978 10-cent coins was sold at auction for a staggering $2.5 million. Yes, you heard that right. $2.5 million. That's what happens when rarity meets history, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for something that has become a symbol of numismatic history. Now, to understand why this particular coin became so valuable, we need to take a step back into history. The 1978 10-cent coin was produced during a politically and socially charged time in South Africa, under the regime of apartheid. The coin itself, in its regular form, represented the economic landscape of a country that was deeply divided. The error version, however, became a symbol of something far more unique. Coins that were produced during significant historical events tend to carry extra value because they reflect a moment in time. When a coin like this becomes rare, it serves as a tangible piece of history that collectors yearn to own. How did this coin go from a regular circulation piece to a multi-million-dollar treasure? It all comes down to the rarity of the error. Coin collectors are always on the lookout for minting mistakes, because these imperfections make the coin extremely unique. The 1978 South Africa 10-cent coin had a misalignment in its design, which caused one of the edges to be struck incorrectly. Now, a minting error like this might seem small, but in the world of numismatics, it's massive. Only a handful of these coins exist, and as time has passed, their rarity and value have only increased. Now, I want to ask you, could you have a 1978 South Africa 10-cent coin hidden in your collection right now? Or perhaps you've seen one at a flea market or in an old coin box. It's crazy to think that something so small could hold such immense value, but that's the magic of collecting. If you're new to the world of coin collecting or investing, don't get discouraged if you don't find $1 million coin right away. Every coin has a story to tell, and it's the thrill of the hunt that makes this hobby so much fun. Start looking for rare coins, pay attention to the details, and who knows, maybe you'll strike gold. That's it for today's video on the amazing 1978 South Africa 10-cent coin worth $2.5 million. I hope you enjoyed the story top 2. The coin 1993 South Africa 20-cent coin that's worth a staggering $3.5 million. Old coins have a special charm. They carry with them stories from the past, historical significance, and sometimes a jaw-dropping value. But what makes the 1993 South Africa 20-cent coin so special? Let's dive in. Before we get into the specifics of this rare coin, Let me first explain why certain coins can be worth so much money. There are a few main factors that determine the value of old coins: rarity, demand, condition, and historical importance. And in the case of this 1993 20-cent coin, it's the rarity and the unique story behind it that has made it one of the most sought-after collectibles in the world. To fully understand the importance of this 20-cent coin, let's take a moment to look at the history of South African currency. In 1961, South Africa became a republic, and its currency was officially decimalized. The 20-cent coin was first introduced into circulation in 1961 as part of the new coinage system, designed to replace the old pound-based system. Throughout the decades, South African coins have undergone various design changes, but the 1993 series stands out for a very specific reason that you're about to find out. The 1993 20-cent coin was part of a regular issue of coins that year, minted at the South African Mint. The design featured a beautiful depiction of a protea flower, the national flower of South Africa, which symbolized the country's unique flora and cultural identity. This coin, however, had one very important flaw in its design that would lead it to become one of the most valuable coins in the world. You can see the protea flower design clearly here, but what many don't realize is that the majority of these coins were produced with a normal, correct design. However, a small batch of the 1993 coins were misstruck due to an error in the minting process. Here's where things get really interesting. In 1993, a small number of 20-cent coins were mistakenly produced with a misaligned reverse die, which led to an incorrect image being printed on the back of the coin. Instead of the intended protea flower, a different design, specifically an image of a springbok antelope, which was supposed to be used for the 1-cent coin, was struck on these rare 20-cent pieces. These misstruck coins were only discovered much later, and they are incredibly rare. In fact, only a handful are believed to exist. This mistake transformed what was once just another coin in circulation into one of the most highly coveted collectibles in the world. It wasn't until the mid-2000s that collectors started to realize how rare these misstruck 1993 20-cent coins were. As demand for these coins grew, their prices skyrocketed, and in 2017, one of these rare coins sold for a staggering $3.5 million at a private auction. Imagine having a coin worth over $3 million in your hand. It's mind-boggling, but what exactly makes it so valuable? It's the rarity of the minting error, the historical context, and the fact that only a few of these coins were ever made. So, what makes this coin worth $3.5 million? Well, let's break it down. First, it's the rarity of the error. Only a small number of these coins were made, and even fewer are still in good condition. Second, it's the demand. Numismatists and collectors are always on the lookout for rare, historically significant coins. And third, it's the historical context. The misstrike came at a time of major change in South Africa's currency system. The fact that it was a mistake during a crucial time in the history of South Africa makes it even more sought after. Now, you might be wondering, how can you identify one of these rare 1993 misstruck 20-cent coins? Well, it's all in the design and how it was struck. Look closely at the back of the coin. If you see the springbok image instead of the protea flower, you've got a rare find on your hands. These coins are often graded by professionals, but if you think you have one, it's worth getting it checked by an expert. The legacy of the 1993 South Africa 20-cent misstruck coin is more than just its value. This coin 10 cents coin from South Africa, dated 1991. This coin may appear ordinary at first glance, but it carries a rich backstory and some very surprising details that make it a valuable item in numismatic circles. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just beginning your journey, this is a coin worth learning about. The 1991 South African 10 cents coin was issued during a time of transition in the country. This was just before the official end of apartheid, and many items from this era are considered historically significant due to their timing and limited release. Struck in nickel-plated steel. The coin has a standard diameter of approximately 19.5 millimeters and weighs about 2.5 grams. Despite its small size, the design elements are both symbolic and detailed, capturing elements of South Africa's heritage. On the obverse side, you'll find the coat of arms of South Africa, along with the name of the country written in two of its official languages, English and Afrikaans. This represents the multilingual identity of the nation at the time. The reverse side features a stunning illustration of the arum lily, a native South African flower. This image was chosen to symbolize the natural beauty and botanical richness of the country. Below the flower, the denomination 10C is inscribed. The coin was minted by the South African Mint, which has a long-standing tradition of producing coins with both artistic and monetary value. The quality of strike and detail on this particular issue is generally very high, especially in uncirculated or proof condition, though it was part of general circulation. Some 1991 10-cent coins are believed to have been minted in very low quantities with slight variations or minting errors. These rare versions have captured the attention of global collectors and auction houses. Now let's talk about value. While a regular 1991 10-cent coin might not fetch a high price, rare variants in pristine or proof condition, especially those with minting errors, can be valued exceptionally high. In certain rare cases, these coins have been estimated at values exceeding $8 million. Yes, that's not a typo, $8 million, depending on the rarity, error type, and provenance. This high value is not typical for all coins of this date and denomination, but specific specimens, perhaps with double die errors, off-center strikes, or historical auction records, have drawn intense interest and bidding from elite collectors. Many collectors seek this coin not just for its financial worth but also for its place in South African history. The early 1990s were a turning point for the country, and owning a coin from this transitional era feels like holding a piece of that change. When collecting this coin, it's important to verify authenticity. Consult with a certified numismatist or submit the coin to professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC. They can help determine whether your piece is one of the rare and valuable variants. Storage also matters. Keeping the coin in an airtight holder, away from moisture and extreme temperatures, helps preserve its condition. The cleaner and more detailed your coin appears, the more it can fetch in value. Whether you found it in an old drawer or inherited it from a family member, this coin 1991 South Africa 10-cent coin history of this coin 1991 South African 5-cent coin. This small but historically significant coin has recently captured the attention of collectors across the globe. We'll uncover its design, history, rarity, and most importantly, its value. The 5-cent coin minted in 1991 is part of the South African decimal series introduced after the country moved away from the British-style currency system. The coin was minted in the early post-apartheid period, making it historically notable for many reasons. This was a time of great political and social change in South Africa, and coins from this era are often seen as representations of that shift. The obverse of the 1991 5-cent coin features the South African coat of arms. This design symbolizes the nation's identity, cultural heritage, and unity. The coat of arms underwent changes in the early 2000s, making earlier versions like the one on this coin even more unique and desirable for collectors who specialize in African or colonial-era coinage. The reverse side of the coin features the striking image of a blue crane, which is South Africa's national bird. The blue crane symbolizes elegance, peace, and resilience. The intricate detail in the design adds to the aesthetic value of the coin and makes it easily recognizable among coin enthusiasts. This coin was struck in bronze-plated steel, and it weighs approximately 2.5 grams. Its diameter is 18 millimeters, and it features a smooth edge. While it may appear simple, its composition and detail reflect the craftsmanship of the South African Mint during that time. The year 1991 saw a fairly high mintage for the 5-cent coin, with millions of coins being produced. However, not all coins survive in mint condition, and this is where rarity and value come into play. A coin in uncirculated or proof condition is far rarer today than one that has seen regular circulation. What makes this coin even more interesting is the potential for varieties and mint errors. There have been reports of off-center strikes, die cracks, and double die errors in some 1991 issues. These minting anomalies can increase the value of a coin dramatically, Depending on the rarity and visibility of the error, collectors often look for coins with no scratches, strong edges, and sharp detail in both the obverse and reverse. If your 1991 South African 5-cent coin has these qualities, it may be significantly more valuable than a worn or damaged piece. The coin has become particularly desirable among international collectors. African coins are underrepresented in global numismatic circles, which adds to their allure. As demand grows for coins from regions outside Europe and North America, coins like the 1991 South African 5 cents are gaining prestige. Now, let's talk about value. While most circulated examples of the 1991 5 cents coin may fetch only a few dollars, an uncirculated or proof condition coin, especially with rare errors, can be worth thousands. In fact, a verified error coin in near-perfect condition has recently been listed by a private collector for a staggering $5 million. This listing shocked many in the numismatic community and triggered renewed interest in South African coinage. Of course, not every 1991 5 cents coin will command such a high price. It's important to consult with certified numismatists or get your coin graded by professional services. Grading companies like PCGS or NGC can help determine the coin's condition, authenticity, and overall market value. It's also worth noting that value is often subjective in the collector's world. A coin's history, origin, rarity, and visual appeal all play crucial roles in determining how much someone is willing to pay for it. In cases like this, emotional and historical significance often influence buyers more than face value. If you believe you have a rare 1991 5 cents coin, store it properly. Avoid cleaning it, as this can damage its surface and reduce its collectible worth. Use a soft glove when handling and keep it in a dry, protective casing. As more collectors and investors turn their attention to African coins, the demand for specific pieces like this one continues to rise. It's not just about metal. It's about the story the coin tells and the history it carries. This coin 1991 5 cents coin history. This coin 1 cent coin from the year 1991, the 1991 1 cent coin of South Africa, is a small copper-plated steel coin with big historical and numismatic significance. Minted during the transitional period of South Africa's history, this coin carries the emblem of a nation facing change. On the obverse side of the coin, you'll find the South African coat of arms used from 1932 to 2000. The text South Africa is inscribed in both English and Afrikaans, SUID Africa, reflecting the country's bilingual heritage at that time. The reverse side features a beautiful image of two sparrows perched on a branch. This design was created by the talented South African engraver Jan S. van Zyl, and it symbolizes simplicity, freedom, and nature. The coin has a diameter of 16 millimeters and a weight of 1.5 grams. It was made of copper-plated steel, giving it a reddish-brown appearance that can darken over time due to oxidation and circulation wear. South Africa's 1 cent coin was part of a decimalized currency system introduced in 1961. By 1991, inflation had started to reduce the purchasing power of small denominations, but the 1 cent was still in use for everyday transactions. What makes the 1991 issue particularly interesting is that it marked a year of political tension and reform in South Africa. The apartheid system was being dismantled, and Nelson Mandela had just been released from prison the previous year. This coin, though small in value at the time, is a silent witness to those historic moments. Now, let's talk mintage. According to official records, over 86 million of these 1 cent coins were minted in 1991. However, due to the vast number of coins in circulation and the common habit of melting or discarding small denominations, pristine examples have become increasingly rare. Collectors value this coin for its historical context, design, and condition. A well-preserved, uncirculated version of the 1991 1 cent can attract significant interest from numismatists, especially those focusing on African coinage. The condition of the coin is a key factor. Coins graded as MS, mint state, by professional services, especially MS 65 and above, are far more valuable than circulated examples with scratches or discoloration. Now let's talk about value. While a circulated 1991 South Africa 1-cent coin may be worth just a few cents, uncirculated or rare error coins can fetch far more. Some rare proof examples, or coins with striking errors, have been known to sell for hundreds, even thousands, of dollars, depending on demand and grading. There have been reports in collector circles and auctions of error coins, such as misstrikes or double-die versions, that have fetched extremely high prices. In exceptionally rare cases, such coins can be valued at $2 million or more, especially if authenticated and sold through premium auction houses. However, it's crucial to note that such valuations depend heavily on factors like provenance, rarity, and collector interest at the time of sale. Not every 1991 1-cent coin will command this value. Only rare, unique examples in mint condition that if you think you have a 1991 1-cent coin, check its condition closely. Look for any signs of errors, such as off-center strikes, unusual color, double dates, or other minting anomalies. These can add significant value. Storing your coins properly is also important. Use coin holders or capsules to avoid scratches and corrosion. Keep them in a cool, dry place and avoid handling them with bare hands. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, this coin 1991 South African 1-cent coin history. This coin 2-cent coin from South Africa, minted in the year 1991. This small copper-plated coin holds more history and value than most collectors imagine. The 2-cent coin is part of South Africa's second decimal series, introduced in 1965. By 1991, the design had already become a familiar part of everyday currency. But the 1991 version has sparked curiosity among collectors worldwide for a number of reasons. This particular coin features a delicate and beautiful image of two arum lilies on the reverse. The arum lily is native to South Africa and symbolizes purity and rebirth, making the coin not only valuable in money terms but also rich in cultural meaning. On the obverse of the coin, we see the South African coat of arms, as it appeared in 1991, along with the name SUID Africa and South Africa inscribed in both Afrikaans and English. This bilingual inscription reflects the nation's linguistic and cultural diversity. What makes the 1991 2-cent coin so special isn't just its design. There are several factors that make this coin desirable to collectors. One of them is the relatively low mintage for certain varieties of this year, which we will discuss further in this video. In 1991, South Africa was going through major political changes. It was a transitional period just before the end of apartheid. Coins minted during this time are considered by many numismatists as historical markers of an evolving nation. Most 2-cent coins are made from bronze-plated steel, but some earlier versions were minted using pure bronze. By the early 90s, the switch had been made to cost-effective materials. Still, due to mint errors and special issues, certain 1991 pieces were struck in unexpected compositions. Some reports have indicated that proof or uncirculated versions of the 1991 2-cent coin have been sold at surprisingly high prices in auctions. It is crucial to understand what features contribute to a coin's high value. These features include minting errors such as double strikes, off-center printing, incorrect planchet use, or unusual coloration due to chemical reactions. A 1991 2-cent coin with any of these characteristics can be extremely valuable. Coins in mint state, that is, those that were never circulated and retain their original shine, are also highly sought after. Condition is everything when it comes to coin collecting, and this coin is no exception. In terms of availability, most 1991 2-cent coins are common in circulated form, but rare versions, especially those with errors or in uncirculated grade, are much harder to find. These rare pieces are where the real treasure lies for collectors. Now let's talk about value. A standard 1991 South Africa 2-cent coin in circulated condition might sell for only a few cents to a couple of dollars. However, a rare proof version or one with a minting error has reportedly been valued as high as $5 million in collector circles. This is often due to uniqueness, provenance, and collector demand. not just metal content. It's important to note that such a high value is extremely rare and would only apply to an exceptional coin in pristine condition with verified unique characteristics. Such coins are typically sold through prestigious auction houses and to serious collectors. If you believe you may have a 1991 2-cent coin with rare features, of this coin 1-cent coin from South Africa, minted in 1990. Whether you're a coin collector or just curious about unique coins, this is one piece you'll want to know more about. The 1-cent coin from South Africa in 1990 is more than just a small piece of metal. It is a reflection of the country's rich history and changing political landscape. This coin holds significance not only for its design but for what it represents during a pivotal moment in South African history as the country was approaching the end of apartheid. This coin is part of the third decimal series introduced by the South African Reserve Bank. The 1-cent coin from 1990 is made of bronze and features a simple yet iconic design that reflects South African culture and heritage. With a diameter of 16.3 millimeters and a weight of 2 grams, it's a small coin with a lot to tell. On the obverse side of the coin, you will find the coat of arms of South Africa that was used from 1910 to 2000. It's a traditional design featuring a lion, tusk, spear, and wheat, symbolizing unity and strength. Surrounding the coat of arms is the word Suid-Afrika in Afrikaans and South Africa in English, along with the year 1990 at the bottom. The reverse side features a charming illustration of 2 Cape sparrows, one of the country's native birds. This design was created by South African artist Carl Walters. The birds are perched on a branch and the value, 1C, is clearly displayed underneath them. This elegant and nature-inspired design made the coin quite popular. What makes the 1990 edition of the 1-cent coin interesting is that it was produced in both circulation and proof versions. The standard coin was meant for daily use, but the proof coins were minted in limited quantities and specifically for collectors. These proof coins are usually of higher quality, with a more polished and detailed finish. During the 1990s, South Africa saw major political shifts, and these changes are subtly mirrored in the country's currency. The coins of that period represent the last years of old designs before the transition into a democratic government. For many collectors, coins like the 1-cent 1990 serve as historical snapshots of a nation in transformation. In terms of minting, millions of these coins were produced for circulation. However, it's not just the quantity that matters to collectors. It's all about condition, rarity, errors, and historical value. Some versions of this coin have minting errors, like misstrikes or off-center prints, which make them significantly more valuable in the collector's market. Coins in pristine condition, known as UNC or uncirculated, are especially sought after. If you happen to own a 1991 cent coin that's never been used and still maintains its full detail and shine, it could be of interest to dealers or enthusiasts. Proof versions, sealed in original packaging, carry even more appeal. Now let's talk about value. Generally, a circulated 1991 cent coin from South Africa might be worth only a few cents or dollars, depending on its condition. However, if the coin is uncirculated or has a rare mint error, its value can rise significantly. Some unique proof or error coins have been valued by collectors and auction houses at hundreds or even thousands of dollars. In rare cases where the coin has historical importance, minting rarity, and flawless condition, estimates have gone as high as $1 million in exclusive private sales or listings. But remember, these valuations are rare and based on exceptional conditions. It's important to note that while many coins are listed online with very high prices, not all of them sell at those amounts. The true value is determined by market demand, grading, and professional appraisal. Still, the possibility of a small 1-cent coin being worth a fortune is what keeps collectors excited. To determine the real value of your coin. It's always a good idea to consult with a professional numismatist or get it graded by an official service. Factors like scratches, luster, patina, and edge smoothness all contribute to its final grading score. If you're just starting your coin collection journey, this coin 1990 South Africa 1-cent coin history. This coin 2-cent coin from South Africa, minted in the year 1990. This small coin holds more than just face value. It carries a piece of South Africa's heritage and history. The 1990 South African 2-cent coin is part of the country's second decimal coin series, which was introduced in 1965 after the changeover from the South African pound to the rand. By 1990, the coin had seen several design and metal changes, making each version a collectible in its own right. This particular coin was issued during the presidency of F.W. de Klerk, a pivotal period in South African history. It was a time of transformation, as the country was slowly moving toward the end of apartheid and entering a new political era. Coins from this time are of interest not only to numismatists but also to historians. The obverse side of the 1992 cent coin features the South African coat of arms used from 1910 until 2000. The coat of arms includes a lion, shield, and other traditional elements, symbolizing unity and heritage. Above the coat of arms, you'll find the name of the country in English and Afrikaans, South Africa, and SUID Africa. On the reverse side, you'll see the well-known image of two sparrows sitting on a branch, a design created by artist Jan van Zyl. The denomination 2C is displayed clearly below the birds. The sparrow design has been admired for its detail and connection to the country's natural beauty. The coin was struck in bronze, which gives it a distinct reddish-brown color. Over time, exposure to air and handling can lead to oxidation, darkening the surface and giving each coin a unique patina. This natural aging process often makes the coin more visually appealing to collectors. The diameter of the coin is approximately 18 millimeters, and it weighs around 3 grams. Its thickness and lightness make it comfortable to handle and easy to store. Even though it is small, the detailed artwork on such a compact space is quite impressive. One of the most intriguing things about the 1992 cent coin is that it's not particularly rare in circulation, but certain conditions can make it extremely valuable. A coin that is uncirculated or in mint state condition can be worth significantly more than its face value. Collectors especially prize coins with no scratches, dents, or discoloration. Graded coins that score MS 65 or above by reputable services like NGC or PCGS are especially sought after. Some rare errors, like off-center strikes, double dies, or misaligned dies, can add enormous value. Now, let's talk about value. In standard circulated condition, the 1990 South Africa 2-cent coin might sell for just a few dollars to coin enthusiasts. However, in flawless, mint state condition, its value can rise dramatically, especially if certified. Some online auctions and private collectors have listed such mint coins for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on demand and certification. In extremely rare cases, where error coins or extremely high-grade examples are involved, values as high as $2 million have been claimed. Though this is exceptionally rare and usually backed by documentation and third-party grading, it's important to be cautious and verify the authenticity and condition of any coin before making a major transaction. Always consult a reputable numismatic expert or grading service to understand the true market value of your specific coin. This coin also makes a great teaching tool for those who want to learn more about coin grading, preservation, and South African history. It tells a story of a country going through change, and holding one in your hand is like holding a small piece of that transformation. Whether you are a beginner or an experienced collector. This coin 1992 cent South Africa coin history. This coin 10 cents coin from South Africa, minted in 1991. This small but significant coin has caught the attention of collectors around the world, and we are here to explore its history, features, and hidden value. The 1991 10-cent coin is part of South Africa's long-standing coinage system, which underwent changes over the decades. This particular coin comes from a period after the end of the apartheid era, a time when the country was moving toward democratic transformation. Coins from this time carry not just monetary value, but also historical significance. The 10-cent coin from 1991 was issued by the South African Reserve Bank and minted by the South African Mint. It was part of the second decimal series introduced in the 1980s. The coin was used in everyday transactions, but only a few people noticed its fine detailing and potential rarity. Made of nickel-plated copper, this coin has a silvery appearance. It measures 19 millimeters in diameter and weighs approximately 2.5 grams. Its edge is plain, giving it a smooth finish. This small piece of metal has traveled through time with a message embedded in its design. On the obverse side of the coin, you'll find the image of the South African coat of arms used between 1910 and 2000. It symbolizes the unity of the South African provinces and carries the nation's motto in Dutch, Ex unitate vires, which means unity is strength. Surrounding this emblem is the name of the country inscribed in both English and Afrikaans. The reverse side of the coin features the image of a protea flower, South Africa's national flower. This beautiful botanical design was created by artist Tommy Sassine, who designed several South African coins. The words 10C in the year 1991 are clearly marked beneath the floral design. Though the coin was widely circulated, many of the 1991 issues were worn down by everyday use. Finding one in mint or uncirculated condition is increasingly rare. This scarcity is what drives its interest among collectors, especially those focusing on African or Commonwealth coinage. Interestingly, some versions of the 10-cent 1991 coin have been found with errors, such as doubling on the numbers or a misaligned die, which greatly enhances their appeal. Error coins like these are always in high demand in numismatic circles because of their uniqueness and limited quantity. Collectors often seek out coins like this one for their historical context, design quality, and numismatic value. It may seem like a small denomination, but its story adds considerable weight. A coin that was once used for buying small items now sits in collector displays around the world. Now, let's talk about its value. While the standard 1991 10-cent coin may only fetch a few dollars depending on its condition, some rare error versions or coins graded as mint state by professional grading agencies have reportedly been valued much higher. In extremely rare cases, coins claimed to be exceptionally rare or error-laden have been listed online for figures up to $10 million. These prices are not standard but reflect speculative or collectible interest, so always verify authenticity and grading before making any purchase. It is important to be cautious when discussing such high valuations. Coin prices can vary drastically depending on the market, buyer interest, and verified rarity. Just because a coin is listed for millions doesn't mean it is sold for that amount. Still, the intrigue adds to the mystery and excitement of the coin collecting world. Many collectors around the globe are now turning their attention to African coins, especially those from transitional periods like the early 1990s in South Africa. This 10-cent coin stands as a quiet witness to that era and remains an accessible yet captivating piece of history. If you come across one of these coins, check its condition, verify if there are any minting errors, and consider getting it graded. A small investment in preservation could lead to surprising returns if your coin is truly rare. Preserving coins properly is also key. Store them in protective holders and avoid cleaning them, as that can damage the surface and lower their value. Always handle coins by the edges and consult a numismatic expert when in doubt. This coin 10-cent 1991 South Africa coin history. This coin 5-cent coin from South Africa, minted in the year 1990. This coin may look ordinary at first glance, but it holds layers of historical and numismatic interest. The 5-cent 1990 coin is part of South Africa's long and evolving coinage history. This particular coin belongs to the decimal series that was introduced after South Africa switched to the rand currency in 1961, replacing the South African pound. The 1990 coin was issued during a significant transitional period in South African history, just before the end of apartheid. That context gives this coin not only monetary value but also historical depth. Every detail on this coin tells a story. Struck in bronze-plated steel, the 5-cent coin from 1990 is relatively small, with a diameter of 19.41 millimeters and a weight of 3 grams. Its compact size and reddish color give it a distinct appearance, easily recognizable to collectors. The obverse of the coin features the coat of arms of South Africa as it existed in 1990. Above the emblem, you will see the word SUID Africa and South Africa to denote the country name in both Afrikaans and English. Beneath the arms is the year, 1990. The reverse side carries the denomination, the numeral 5, and an iconic image of the blue crane, South Africa's national bird. The bird is elegantly posed in flight, giving the coin a graceful yet powerful aesthetic. The initials of the engraver, ALS for Arthur Sutherland, may be visible on some versions. This coin had a very high mintage, which means millions were produced. However, not all 1990 coins are the same. There are known variations, including proof and specimen issues, and coins with mint errors. These are where things get interesting for collectors. Coins in circulation grade condition are usually not very valuable. However, uncirculated, proof, or error coins can fetch higher prices. The value jumps significantly if the coin is in pristine, mint state condition or if it has some unique minting defect. Now let's talk about value. A regular circulated 1995 cents coin from South Africa may only be worth a few cents up to a couple of dollars. However, rare variants, such as mint errors, proof coins, or highly graded MS, mint state, versions, can be valued significantly higher. Some sellers have listed pristine and unique examples for several $1,000s, though final sale prices depend on market demand and collector interest. In rare cases, exceptional specimens with documented provenance or errors have been rumored or speculated to have values reaching up to $5 million. While such claims are often inflated for publicity, if a coin does show significant historical or physical rarity, it's not impossible for serious collectors to offer extraordinary amounts for a coin to reach such high value. It must typically be authenticated by a professional grading service like NGC or PCGS. It should ideally be in mint condition, possibly have a visible and unique error, and come with proper documentation. These factors together can dramatically elevate a coin's worth in the numismatic community. Collectors should always be cautious and do proper research. Scams and counterfeit coins exist, especially when money is involved. It's always advisable to deal through reputable platforms and ensure the coin has been professionally evaluated. Owning a 1995 cent South Africa coin in good condition is a beautiful way to hold onto a small piece of African history. Whether you're a new collector or a seasoned enthusiast, coins like these offer a rewarding glimpse into the culture, politics, and artistry of their time. The value of coins isn't just in currency or metal. It's in the stories they carry, from national birds and coats of arms to the deeper stories of a country's past. This coin represents a time of change, and that gives it a symbolic weight far beyond its small size. If you come across one of these coins, look closely at the details. A small mint mark, a double strike, or an unusually shiny surface might be the clue to a rare find. You could be holding something far more valuable than you thought. So next time you check your old coin jar, don't overlook this coin. 5 cents coin, 1990 South Africa history. It might be more than just a coin. It could be a treasure waiting to be discovered. Thanks for watching video. Don't forget to like, subscribe Old Coin ZEE Collection.